Why do I find myself cheering on for infidelity? If you are a yuri manga fan, then you will notice a common trope, especially when the stories deal with women over the age of 30, and that is that a lot of them find themselves in very unhappy marriages. And not only that, they find themselves repressing their sexual desires for decades. So when the moment comes that they actually are attracted to another woman, they end up cheating on their spouse. And I know cheating is bad. In real life, I don't think I would find myself cheering on infidelity the way I have with these manga series. But it's also important to note the cultural context. And in Japan, same-sex marriage is still not legalized throughout the country. And while I'm fortunate enough to live in a country where same-sex marriages are legal, also in Mexico it became legal throughout the country in 2022, the same cannot be said in Japan. So given the cultural context, I really sympathize with the female leads in these stories. Stories like Even Though We're Adults, Run Away With Me Girl, and also Pink Candy Kiss. All three of these stories do follow lesbian Japanese women that have unfortunately had to repress their desires for another woman. So while taking in these stories, I'm not necessarily rooting for the infidelity. I'm more so rooting for the women that ended up in these unhappy marriages to pursue the type of love that they wanted to from the get-go. I want these women to live their most authentic lives because they grew up in a world where they had to repress not only the love that they desire, but also their own sexual desires. And having to pretend that you're attracted to your husband when you're not even attracted to that sex, or having to pretend that you're in a happy marriage just to appease Japan's societal norms, it sounds exhausting. So while I live in a country where two women can get married, I am also old enough to remember when that wasn't the case. Because as a millennial, I do remember many of my friends having to live in the closet and also repress their sexual desires. So that's why stories like these really speak to me, because although that's not currently our reality here in the US, it's someone's reality. If you haven't read these stories, I highly recommend them, especially if you're looking for a depiction on lesbian relationships from someone that is older. And they're also a great reminder that it's never too late to pursue the type of love that you want in your life.